Hi, I'm Cash with CashedOutCars, and in this video I'm going to show you how to protect your wheels, specifically steelies, from rust and other damage during the winter. Let's get started. The biggest thing that I'd recommend doing to your steel wheels is painting them if they're steelies. And what this will do is it'll add a coating over the bare metal that protects it from rust and protects it from salt getting on it, which would lead to quicker rust. So definitely paint your wheels if you could. Check out the video on my channel, The Complete Guide to Painting Steelies, if you want to learn how to do a nice job and get a nice finish like on these wheels. But definitely painting them is a big help during the winter, and it'll protect your wheels from rust. And the next thing I'd recommend is to wipe down your wheels before winter, before you get the wheels on the car, and just check them out, see if there are any bare spots in the metal where you could actually see the steel and not just paint. Because if you could see steel and not paint, that means it's going to rust as soon as salt and water starts getting on it. So wipe it down, check over your wheels, and if you see any rust spots or just bare metal spots, definitely touch them up with paint. And if there's rust, sand it off and then paint it, so that way the rust can't start up as easy. On my wheels, there isn't really any rust on the faces because I did just paint them for last winter. But if you look on the back side of the wheel, you could see that there's a little bit of rust that's about ready to start. So what I'm going to do is just hit it with this scuff pad here to take off the rust and really stop any of that rust from spreading. And then once it's scuffed down, I'll hit it with a fresh coat of paint, which I'll show you after. Now that I have it scuffed and you can't really see any rust on there, the next step is to clean up the wheel so you could paint it. And I'm using denatured alcohol to do this, and it's really important with wheels to make sure the surface is really clean and that you get all the brake dust off so that the paint will actually stick really well. So I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning this. And this also takes the particles that you just created when you scuffed it down off, which helps get a better finish. On the back of wheels it's not as much of an issue because here you're really just trying to protect the wheel, where on the front you're trying to make it look nice. But in my guide to painting steelies, I have more information on all these subjects. Once your wheels are all scuffed, you can go ahead and get your paint ready. If you're going to do an in-depth job on like a whole wheel, I'd recommend priming it first, but since this is just a little touch-up on the back, I'm just going with paint, so we're going to paint it. And when you paint, definitely focus on the areas that were rusted before. And also do multiple coats so it doesn't drip. So I'll hit this again after, and then I'll show you the result. Here's the wheel with the dried paint, and as you can see, everywhere that before had exposed metal now is not exposed, which means it'll be a lot harder for it to rust. So once your wheels are all touched up and there's no exposed metal, you could move on to the final step. The last thing that I like to do is to just get a nice coat of wax on the wheels, and what this does is basically provide another layer of protection on even the paint, and the wax will really help it so the salty water and salt and other grime from the road won't stick to your wheels, and if it does, it won't like directly eat into the paint or the metal. So I always think that waxing the wheels is a good last thing to do, just to add a little bit of extra protection. And how you wax a wheel is basically you just apply the wax and you rub it in nice like this, and then you'll let it dry, and once it's dry you'll buff it off, which I could show. So all you have to do to buff off the wax and make the final coat nice and shiny and good looking is to take a microfiber or a rag, I prefer a microfiber, and just buff off the haze from the dried wax, and this will really shine up the coat and make the wheels look really, really nice, all while protecting them. That's it for this video. I hope it helps you clean up your wheels and get them ready for winter and also prolong their life. So thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe for more.